It's the lesson with Mr. Clark on Lake Effect Radio.
You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. All right.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. Clark. Welcome to the very first episode of The Lesson. Class is in session, and in the studio with me is Miss Johnson and Miss Huffman. You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hello. This is Miss Johnson. How's everyone doing tonight?
Hello, everyone. This is Miss Huffman, the scribe, on the wheels of steel, as we would say, old school.
You guys want to tell them a little bit about yourself, or you want me to do it?
Sure, go ahead, Jermaine.
Fine, I'll do it. In the studio with me today is Miss Huffman, also known as the scribe, also known as the mentor, also known as mini mogul extraordinaire. That's right,
God.
all of
Yes.
those things.
Oh my God.
I didn't want to create a show where I didn't have it be multi-generational, so I kind of got you on. I kind of brought in people from each facet of life. So it's kind of me, the trying to get there. Miss Elise, also known as the business analyst, also known as Mitch HR. She don't play. Let a situation pop up. She's like, wait, no, they can't do that. Tell them about this form and this procedure. Mm-hmm. And she handled all that for you, in addition to being such a great friend and an inspiration and a motivator for me. So I couldn't see myself being on the show without her either.
I'm glad you called the show The Lesson.
Yes.
I'm really glad that you did, because there are so many lessons that bypass us that we need.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we think one thing, but really we don't have the right interpretation of what the lesson should be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I'm pretty happy to be part of this panel, if you will, to talk about subjects and topics that all of us experience.
Yes.
And so that we can give out some good wisdom. I'm sure looking forward to giving out some scribe wisdom.
Well, the lesson in itself, the theme of the show, right, is we're going to talk about all those crazy things like Kanye West, some politics, some news, but we want to do it from an educational standpoint. So that's why we kind of call it the lesson. If we have subject material, kind of break that down into segments. And for our first segment, right, we're going to call that life skills, because a lot of us missed it. Home training is not a class that we all attended, but that's all right. We're going to get you together.
Mm-hmm.
So this week in life skills and teachable moments, I kind of wanted to start with an article I saw, seeing that Beyonce is being boycotted for her situation she decided to do at the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not necessarily going to go into that in its entirety, because that kind of gets political and we have to stay away from that. But
Well,
go for it.
It's supposed to be political, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to leave that alone in its entirety.
Wasn't the dancing good?
I appreciated it.
I always appreciate the dancing.
Appreciated the dancing.
And imagery is so subtle to where you can just pop that out there and just move away from it. Like you let that picture be whatever you want that picture to be. I'm gonna leave it alone.
It's interesting that, in school, remember when we used to take art and poetry and courses that would help us to interpret what we were looking at or what we were reading.
Mm-hmm.
So it's open to interpretation, and it's very interesting what interpretation all of us had with regard to the performance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not even talking about that for real. What I did want to talk about was how they decided that they weren't going to protect Miss B during her tour this year. But the Nation of Islam decided, hey, we'll definitely do that job if you're not willing to. So my lesson from all of that is, not even going into the story, is we should all have a healthy amount of humbleness, because there's no market that's too niche. You can all get replaced. Didn't she tell you, don't you ever for a second get to thinking that you what? Irreplaceable. And now you find yourself out of work and out of place. So I just thought that was quite funny. Like, it's always like, you know what you gonna do without me? You gonna have a hard time figure this out. All them people is gonna be so many. Nope. nope, there's more than a few people willing to fill in that spot. So
I didn't know that. You know what? You know what the teachable moment is for me in that? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Right,
Okay?
right.
Because if they don't want, just like you said, someone else will, that wasn't expected. And you certainly really don't want that.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why they kind of tried to save face and said, "Oh, well, we didn't say we were going to boycott. We said we were going to do it." Now you say it after the fact. We see you.
You're like,
we
nope,
see
we
you.
don't want no parts of that.
What
Actually,
did you say,
we'll
Ms.
be there
Johnson?
early.
Stay woke, people.
Right. We see what's going on. My eyes are open, but they think they close. It's all right.
That was just one of my moments this week that plays into kind of being humble. Mr. West, I'm not going to say anything negative about Mr. West because he definitely inspired me during multiple moments in my life. But what I do want to say is conceited humbleness, that's not really a thing. Like,
Isn't that an
Explain that.
yeah,
Right.
What is
like,
that? Conceited humble. What is
yeah,
that?
because I find myself looking at his rants like, I'm everything. I'm 1,000 times more I'm 1,000 times more inspirational, influential than Jesus himself. I'm 10 times. I'm like,
He needs some rest.
okay,
Yes.
He needs some rest. That's
Mr.
all.
West, you 1,000 times more
Somebody
influential.
been in his ear
I don't know who's been in his
telling
ear,
him things.
but he needs someone else in his ear to calm him down
He
because.
does need to calm down.
Didn't he say something about, was it Will Ferrell or one of the comedians that's his favorite, saying that he's basically on the same vein as God. He's a walking God himself. He has a fascination with, comparing himself and others to gods or whatever.
He wants to be omnipotent.
Well, no.
No.
No, I mean, he's very short-sighted. How can you be omnipotent if you're short-sighted and you only see yourself in certain
I
things?
understand how you're going to be omnipotent and then you sitting up there saying I'm $43 million in debt. That
53.
53.
Oh, yeah.
53.
That ain't adding up.
And asking for
Jesus
handouts.
ain't never asked nobody for a coin.
Wasn't it did he do a GoFundMe or something? Or some kind
The
of
police
crowd?
department said they would hire him.
Well,
They did.
at 50-some odd thousand a year, I mean, I guess it'll take him a lifetime to get. But who does that? I'm the greatest and the best, but I'm $53 million in debt.
He
That's
needs
the
some
part that
rest.
was confusing me. I feel like, somebody
Yeah.
need to step in. I feel super bad for him because he's missing his mom. I know that's like, it got to be a good percentage of what it is. And then you like get vultures in a situation. And it looks like he might be like all meted out. Like they done ate off of him. And,
Yeah.
They getting ready to fly away from that.
Who you talking about? They? Which they?
I don't know.
Them down there.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
Them over there.
You
Them
know,
over.
talk
I
about
know.
them can get you in trouble.
Exactly. So let's not even talk about them. But everyone knows when we
Who
say
them
who they are.
They are good for sucking the media moment out of you and
You're
then
right.
leaving you to
Suck
the
your
side.
dry and you a skeleton on the
Ain't
side.
nobody talking about you no more when they leave you.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just hope that he gets what he needs because I, too, am a fan. I got an issue with some of the things that he's doing. In particular, probably really escalated with the bullying of Miss Swift. I didn't dig that. I didn't dig that.
What happened? So, more backstory into that, because this is how people play you and how you out here looking unhumble when you really are. He actually got her permission to put that in the song.
I didn't know that.
And
but
she refuses to say that he did get
I
permission.
believe he did get permission to put something in the song.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
ever believe she would agree to that.
Okay.
You done already took the microphone from me off the stage to start the fight. Actually, bullying. And then you continue on until now, and then you make some type of amends, and she gonna embrace the amends, and a conversation ensues, and she says, okay, it's all good, we good. Then he go put that in there.
Keeping it all the way real, Miss Huffman.
Yeah.
You don't think she owed him a piece?
No.
Like, a piece of, you know what, I probably wouldn't have popped off like that if you hadn't created that media storm around that situation. I probably would have fizzled up and fizzled out by now had it not been for everybody wanting to make up for the fact that you did that to me.
You talking
But I
about
mean-
T.S.?
Yeah.
T.S. is the bomb.
I mean,
T.S. was going to make it.
But it
Yeah,
seems
she was
like,
gonna make
With
it,
him
but
or without him.
exactly. And it seems like with him is concerned, he's doing that because that's the only buzz that he has around him. So I think he needs the bullying aspect more than she needs the name dropping and all of that, because she went on to still win awards after the fact, still sell millions of records after the fact, and he's just puttering along trying to get back to a place that he's failing at.
I'm not
I'm
even
just-
going to talk about how
I'm
she's
just
been
sticking-
rich and her
I'm
family
just
has been in
stick-
the industry and they got connections. I'm going to leave that out of it.
Well, but we can't leave it out of it because she sits down and she writes her music, and she plays her instrument, which is her guitar, to write her music, and then she understands the business, which may be a backstory to what her lifestyle is. But nevertheless, T.S. is talented, and this is not even a take up for her over him. It's just the fact is the fact. She got the it thing, just like he do. Now remember, the only reason he got up on stage and did that because he was in love with the Queen Bee. That's the only reason he did that. He was trying to impress the Queen Bee.
Yeah.
Remember?
The bros kind of situation.
The Queen should have got an award over this. This don't even make no sense. That's what happened. Let's not forget what really happened. And ever since then, since he didn't get the prize,
Right.
and he never will.
Aw, you think that's what it was? He never once for a second thought that the queen was going to leave the dynasty to play with a minion. No, he did not think that.
Well, you just said he's a minion.
Look how he acting now, how he talking now. This ain't no different than what was happening then. He think he's omnipotent. Why couldn't you pull her?
That's a whole different perspective that I never even talked about.
That's why
you here.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
a scribe.
Yeah.
Because you gotta
Whoa.
think about this stuff.
That
really.
would be interesting. I would let her hear that backstory. It'll make the $1 billion elevator gate 10 times more interesting, wouldn't it?
And how much have you seen them together since that?
I'm not even gonna play them
since
games
the
with
tour.
you.
Since the tour, okay?
This is true.
How long? I think the Queen Bee's Squeeze said after this tour, it's a wrap for a minute. Like, I need to put some distance in between me and him because he getting too comfortable and too familiar.
Oh, Mr. West.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel it. Yeah, it do seem like it was a meme out a couple of days ago. A Jay-Z in like pajamas. He was like, "CB, this is why I don't mess with him for real."
Oh, okay.
he stay in trouble.
Yeah, he does. That he does. Hopefully,
He gonna
he
be
gets
alright.
a nap with Saint and North.
So let's just all embrace actual humbleness. And remember that although we do have our niche, there is a few people who could take the same niche and
Take the spotlight from
for
us.
every Pepsi, there's a Pepsi remix. Remember that.
That's right. I agree with
Yeah.
that. I do agree with
Mhm.
that.
Y'all got one for us, or should we go to break for a second? So we're gonna go to break, and just being cute, I'm gonna leave y'all with this song. All right, cool beans.
To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left.
That was the queen herself, Beyonce, with Irreplaceable. Coming back with another portion of Teachable Moments is Miss Elise or Miss Johnson, because we're on that level of life to where you don't get to use our phone. I'm just playing.
So, I guess my thing is straddling the fence, kind of. This topic has been kind of, coming up as of late. I guess recently this weekend, it has more so to do with relationships, but it could apply to anything in life that, you can't really... You're not going to get 100% out of anything if you got one foot here and another foot there. And a lot of times you're going to overextend your own self, and it's just not going to be right at all. So, do you want me to talk about the issue or just keep it on the teachable moment?
You can talk about it, but keep it light. How about that?
Basically, it just comes to, there's a guy.
There's a guy.
Yes, there's a guy, and he felt like his clock was ticking as far as, him being tied down and married. And so he was involved with a girl, and said girl, he proposed to said girl after a year. So the guy that, this guy has also had a thing and have a lot of love and respect for another girl.
See, I don't know if I like this guy.
And the other girl, they kind of broke it off for a few years or whatever, and the other girl made known her true feelings about said guy.
Two guy?
Two guy, yes. And so...
Oh!
Yes.
I haven't heard the story yet, so as she's telling it, I'm kind of piecing it together, and I'm like, and you just came from... Oh!
Yeah. So she told said guy that, what her true feelings are, and said guy met with said girl's best friends to discuss this.
Really?
Even though said guy is engaged to the other girl.
He's not married yet.
Okay, yeah, no, I get that. So we met or whatever. The weekend, that is honest, that's true, because you single till you're married. Engagement, that could just fizzle out. So anyway, this weekend, he came out, spent time with the old girl.
The old girl.
And told his feelings about the old girl and Two old girl.
Okay.
And said basically, I want to remain friends and I want you to text and this, that, and the third. And so people are like,
don't want to break it off.
Don't want to break it off. Like,
Not all the way.
I want you in my life.
He
type.
want to straddle.
Yeah, so that is the straddling part. Now, said guy is a great guy. It's just that this is a lot, as far as straddling is concerned, because the new girl fiance is in Israel, and he's spending time with the old girl.
That just threw me for the serious loop.
Right.
So,
she trying to get her religion on.
No, she's doing whatever she does.
Okay.
But so she's out of the country. He's spending time with the old girl and telling the old girl. The old girl was like, I don't want to be the bad girl. I don't want to make out to be in a breakout relationship.
You don't want to be the bad girl, the side girl,
right?
None of that.
It's not fair.
You need to make a decision.
Exactly. And so,
oh my God, my head is so retarded. Bad girl. Okay.
So yeah, it's just it's about. He's honestly straddling the fence. He can't decide clearly.
Oh no, he gonna decide, or it's gonna get decided for him.
Who do you
Exactly.
think you are?
Exactly.
Never
so
gonna get my love.
basically, now we like said guy, whatever. So hopefully he makes the right decision for him. But either way, it's a hard choice to make, and it is very, I guess, fresh in all this interaction. But the teachable moment is about like. You can't have one foot here and one foot there. Teachable moment. I met somebody while I was away this weekend, and he worked in corporate for 8 years. But his passion is DJing or whatever. And so he basically, in our talk, said, I couldn't straddle I couldn't have one foot in corporate and one foot into my passion because I wasn't giving my passion my all. And at the end of the day, I just decided that if I'm going to do something for 8 hours a day, I might as well do it for myself. So he made the decision and just jumped both feet into his passion and is doing DJing full time. So
That's interesting.
This remind me of the side hustle, main hustle lesson that Gina gave us. So I'm gonna definitely bring up that during financial literacy.
Yeah, this is interesting. I wonder what your listeners would think about this. Straddling.
Well, me personally, I don't play them games. Like, either you on this team or you not on this team. So, like, I think that's an important thing to bring up. Like, it's only a certain group of people who are going to allow you to sit there and waver. Most people are going to, not most people, but a good group of people, especially us, like, I'm about my stuff, or hard asses is one of our words we could use. I was like, I'm good. Us hard asses, we don't play that. Like, either you going to put my jersey on or you going to give my jersey back. But no, once you take it off, you'll never get offered it again. And I've been in that situation in my life with a few people who are kind of feeling left out because they wanted to maybe play the game in my jersey, but practice in other people's jerseys.
That's interesting you would say that because at the end of the day, that's what you call being grown. You figure it out, and it is what it is. And like you said, either you wearing my jersey or you not. Right. And if you take it off, then consider it off for good. That's it's a wrap.
You'll never get traded back.
That is called being grown. I got grown when I was 25.
I
was 25.
I'm in a weird part of my life where I don't want to. Okay, you know when you've been cut off too many people, you be like, hold up, I ain't got no friends. Let me go and see who ain't really pissed me off that bad.
It's all right.
I agree. You don't need it.
But at the same time, I feel like I've won more than I lost by going. You know what? No, I'm gonna just pull together a whole new roster.
Winning.
How about that?
I like that.
Winning.
I like that. Winning.
So I guess that teachable moment is to show two different sides. You got one person who's straddling and playing with people's emotions and heart, and then you got something totally different. He was like he did the grown thing and said, you know what, I'm gonna take this route and I'm not gonna do both. I know it's kind of unrelated as far as topics or situations go, but straddling, you got to figure out which path you want to take and you got to commit to it.
But I'll offer this what is it called, fine print, right? Under my strategy, we wouldn't have LeBron back. So hey, sometimes you do got to let them go, let them win with another team, but really enjoy it at home where they supposed to be. Now, under my policy of you don't get this jersey back, we wouldn't have LeBron. So we need a little bit of both. We need a little bit of everybody.
I'm just going to say it out loud. I'm glad he's here, but he jilted me at the altar.
you wouldn't have got that jersey back. Not getting
that ship had sailed, honestly. He jilted me at the altar. You'll never get that chance again. But, he did a good job making amends and talking about what he wanted to do, and he swooned a lot of us, and I'm not going to say I'm not swoon. I'm not going to say
he
it.
He need to sow his royal oats,
but
came back and married.
But at the end of the day, what he said he was going to do or try to do, he really is trying to do. So I might can handle that as a peace offering, an olive branch, if you will, in that kind of situation. And in terms of straddling, what I wrote down as a teachable moment before we even started talking about this, because I had a situation today where something presented itself, and what I figured out is you got to know when to make a power move. You got to know when you're ready.
Yes.
Okay, and so you got to, in your mind, you commit and you vision out, what you want it to look like. And so with the guy, in his mind, he may have an idea, of what he wants to do, whether it's old girl or girl in Israel, but he got to know when to make that power move.
Yeah.
He got to decide, and then he got to make the move, and then he got to commit.
Yes.
That's what he got to do.
And all I got to say, whatever choice he make, if it's the old girl, he better commit. Ain't no more wavering with that one. But yes. Yeah.
And she do best to be grown and let him go.
Yeah.
And let him decide. call me up when you finish thinking about it. I might be around.
Right.
Maybe. Right.
So.
With that, we're going to take another quick break. And we have Bob Marley, Three Little Birds. Because, hey, regardless of what happens, Jersey or no Jersey, everything going to be all right. Because we are replaceable. We're going to extend that break a little bit longer by going to Lion Bay with Treat Me Like Fire. And if y'all can hear this conversation we having, you would know why you need to.
But I like the style. Yeah. Come over here, stop the ball. Yeah, you are curious. What we would do is you prefer. What would you like her to do? I'll introduce you to my eyes, my lips, my hair. If you're good, we'll go from there. I'm feeling you, and I know what you want to do. In the end, I'll do it for me. That's all you got to see. Hey, that's just how it is. But I gotta set
the West Coast and the East be there.
Come over here, stop.
That was Lion Babe, Treat Me Like Fire, Snake Hips remix, and I accidentally bumped the keyboard. That's why I started over, and I said, we ain't about to do that twice. It's a good song, but it ain't a good song. Now we hopping into financial literacy, and the topic.
Side hustle versus main hustle.
Yes, the topic is side hustle versus main hustle, because that's kind of a lesson that Miss Huffman, also known as the mini mogul, wanted us to instill in us before we left. It was kind of like, this brick and mortar, this is it. This is the last generation of this brick and mortar.
That's what I would say too, isn't it?
And I took it so far to heart that when I got my first job and I had to punch in, I was like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, because she told me I'm not supposed to punch a clock. And now I'm in a situation where I don't necessarily have to. It's kind of
graduated.
I graduated.
Yeah, that's right.
So I took my time to get there. And the big lesson was, because I kind of even passed this on to other people I was working with, is that you got to pay bills. Rent is rent. You can let the lights go. You can let the gas go.
That's right.
But you need a place to habitat.
That's right.
So I've kind of been staying in something that would get those bills paid, but at the same time I've been pursuing that side thing. And you told us, as long as you keep one foot in it, kind of straddling the fence in that way until you ready to take that power move and make your side hustle your main hustle. So I do appreciate you for that, and I took that, and it's in my heart now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I live that life. I continue to live that life, and I think for that reason I'm better off than I would have been if I wouldn't have learned those lessons. You know, it all started with the $5 store. You know, I tell that story to a lot of students, a lot of people, because it's not so much about the money, it's about the habit. You know, and the habit is important. Creating good habits in place of bad habits. We got a lot of bad habits that we need to correct. We either made them ourselves or we learned them. Oh, I had bad money habits. And so, you know, I tell the story about how one of the old school dudes at work was saying to me, "Oh, Miss Huffman," they've been calling me Miss Huffman for a long time. You know, don't you have $5 at the end of the, you know, pay period? Don't you got $5? Yeah, I got $5. That's all I got is $5. He said, why don't you just take it to the bank every 2 weeks and put $5 in the bank? I just thought that was the stupidest thing in the world. But what he was trying to get me to understand is to develop a habit, a good habit. And $5 became $50 when I started earning more money. And $50 became $500 when I started earning more money. And then that habit has ensued for the last 25 years. I'm not mad at the progress.
Right.
You know, the same way to tell her, you know, kind of at me for my $5 is the same way to tell her is like, how may I help you, Miss?
Right. Shuffling papers and shuffling like, come on, back.
That's right. That's right. Right. So, you know, that's the first thing I learned in an effort to get to understanding, you know, how to put some money to the side. And from putting some money to the side, then I started to develop how you figure out how to do a side hustle.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Which is definitely something I've been doing. Like, I always had this ambition of being like, I know, you know how I'm real. I don't really tell my goals because I feel like the energy. So I was like, do you want to say that? I had an on-camera moment.
You had a moment.
Do I want to
share that? Give out too much.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do see myself working at something as a government liaison. But, you know, someone in between them and the people, having the ideas of exchange. In that sense, you know, my corporate, get my check job, and I've always had this, I want to help and push the entertainment field. So I kind of took that to heart, and I've been doing a little bit of both. And you always taught us that one thing should always play into another, although the connection isn't necessarily visible at the beginning.
That's
like,
right.
I never forget that moment, and I tell this to the students here. When it was a student, she was an English major, but she wanted to go to medical school, and everybody else was making fun of her, like, that don't make no sense. How you gonna do that? What's the purpose of that? And you was just looking at it like it was the simplest question in the world.
I was.
Like, yes.
I remember this story.
Like, really?
I remember
this.
this.
Is the question y'all felt like y'all needed to bring to me. Okay. Fine.
Let me break it down for you.
She said, in medical school, they have textbooks, right?
That is exactly what I said.
In those textbooks, their medical terminology, right? And all the procedures. Yeah. Someone has to write those books, right? Yeah. And it would probably make more sense if someone who had an English background opposed to a scientific background, because we know they really don't know how to talk to people. That would be best, right? Right. So you see your job, right? You see the niche you about to make, right?
Right, yeah.
And you know you can tell them how much they gonna pay you, right?
Right.
And we all just walked out like, we're not gonna come to her with stupid questions. We really just broke that down like that. So always keeping in mind that your main hustle could play into your side hustle. It's about how you finagle it and how you think about it. Oftentimes we pigeonhole ourselves. There ain't no boxes no more.
Right.
So why live in one?
That's right. I agree. There, for us, my generation, there's very much a pathway to get to a particular job, not necessarily career. And an interpretation of a career in my generation is that you work at the place for 30 years.
Yeah.
And that is no longer true for you or, the young millennials, the younger millennials.
A whole episode, this generational gap, because that difference in ideology cause so many issues in the workplace. Is I've been here for 30 and I'm not gonna do 30 nowhere.
And I applaud you because you all don't. I tell people all the time to come into the office and talk with me about their ambitions, and I listen to them because they talk like they're from a family who come from a generation like mine. So they're only thinking in a traditional sense. And I sit there and I listen, and then I go in like that, like the medical, the medical and the English put together. You marry them together and you create your own hustle, and then you write the check.
Yeah.
You write the check. You tell them how much it's going to cost, and they will pay.
Yeah.
So, I tell the story about the law school lady who had a degree in education and went to law school, and she married her education degree with her law degree because she saw on the horizon the emergence of community schools and decided that she was going to be the lawyer for the boards of those community schools. And the money that I was in awe of her, because this was some serious hustle right here.
And I love that story
that she came up with. And her fee was such that I thought it was meager for what she did for the particular board that she was giving legal counsel to run this school properly, and so that this board wouldn't get sued. And I just thought it was so nice of her to just only charge like $2,000 for having a law degree. I just thought, how can she survive?
Right.
She's got a family and $2,000 a month, because I could do multiplication. It's only $24,000. And then the board president said to me, yeah, but she the in-house counsel for 19 other schools.
Right.
So you do that math.
You do that
But
math.
not only that, but the hours that you put in a week, instead of, we breaking our back trying to make it to 40, and she may put in a 10 here, a 10 there a month.
That's right.
Not a week.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and she got, not only is she making the bank, but she got the the freedom to do and have a lifestyle, because that's what millennials are. What we lack or what we don't see is that the work-life balance. So she has created her own work-life balance. She has did the fee and all of that. It's just like it's a perfect marriage of everything, and everything just worked out beautifully.
She rocked her side hustle.
Yes.
She really rocked her side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And those diamond earrings that were shining in my eyes was like bling bling.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally understood after he broke down the budget piece, the finance piece to it, the money piece to it, if you will, of how she did that. And being alert and being not conscientious, but being conscious of what's on the horizon.
Right.
She created something that hadn't even happened.
Right.
Okay? It's just like they talk about, sliced bread. Bread didn't used to be sliced.
It really
Somebody got over on sliced bread.
Exactly.
Okay? So I encourage, all of you, even for people in my generation, because we got skills.
We still love you.
We got skills. And there are still things that are out there for us to be able to create and do and innovate that will bring us the money we so desire, this freedom and the work-life balance that we so desire.
And we look forward to being there with you guys.
Yes.
We're going to take another quick break before we jump into our final segment, which is called Not Sex, Race, or Politics, also known as Senior Seminar, where you kind of talk about those things anyway, but out of reach of the teacher. All right. We're going to take a break. Let's see. What's the next song? We have Eric Billinger, Make Up For It.
Girl, I've been working all week. I know that you've been missing me on you. I already know you a freak. Ain't no telling what you and me gon' do. Let's not waste no more time. Girl, let me make up for it. Baby, let me make up for it. I just wanna make up for it all night. Girl, let me make up for it. All that other shit ain't important. Tonight I'ma make up for it, babe. Put on that song that you like. Girl, it's that song that you like. Put on that song that you like. I know it's that shit that you like. So let me make up for it. Baby, all I wanna do is each and every part of you. Girl, you gon' get around for every second spent away from you. Let's not waste no more time. Let me make up for it. Baby, let me make up for it. I just wanna make up for it all night. Girl, let me make up for it. All that other shit ain't important. Tonight I'ma make up for it, babe. Put on that song that you like. It's gon' be a fake. Girl, it's that song that you like. It's your fake. Put on that song that you like. It's gon' be a fake. I know it's that shit that you like. It's gon' be a fake song. This ain't your typical ordinary makeup love. This the kind of love you want me to get to you over and over and over. Girl, you gon' start fights with me, tripping on me for no reason, just to get closer and closer and closer. Whatever it takes to be alone, whatever it takes to get it on, whatever it takes for your body to be on top of my body. I won't hurt you on purpose, but if I do, it'll be worth it. Whatever it
that was Eric Billinger makeup for it. And now we're back with our final segment known as, right, we're going to work on titles, Not Sex, Race, Politics, or Religion, but also known as Senior Seminar. And we're kind of going to do this one as like something as a rapid fire. I'm going to be the first one to go. So this week, speaking of humbling yourself, right?
Do you think I spend all my money on you cause I wanna? Do you think I curve all these other girls cause I don't wanna?
All right, Mr.
Do you
So
think I
I
can't
think
find
that
another way
proves
to
that
spend my
if you're significantly better
time?
than everybody
Do you
around
think
you
I
and
won't
you
check
wait
these
long
bitches
enough
if
to
they
keep
cross the
yourself
line?
on
I can tell you right now, baby, I don't need another one.
Well, you have to be diligent in what you want, and you can't let
Plus you my number one.
some
You holding niggas
setbacks
down, got
kind
me
of get
thinking
to
about
you.
it
Because he
clear
could have
now.
just said, all
I
right,
ain't even
well,
tripping now. We been
forget
getting
it,
so
I'm just
close, can't
gonna
feel it
do
in my
it.
grip now.
right.
They can tell
I'm
me
not
what
gonna do
missing,
these,
but I
you
got
know,
my
movies
lady,
that
don't call me
require so
crazy.
much emotionally out of me, and you know, a big investment that I'm because I'm never gonna win an Oscar. So he could have did that. He could have just went and did the fun movies or whatever. But he was diligent. He stuck to it, and it paid off. So
Love made me do it, do it.
yeah.
I don't tell my heart what I wanna do, my heart tell me. Yeah. And every day it take me straight to you, so that's what it's gonna be. Yeah. I ain't finna waste my time on none of these groupies. Baby girl, I ain't going nowhere. I say it again, girl, I ain't going nowhere. You think I wanna turn them down? Who wouldn't want these women around? My niggas blame it on me. I'm innocent as can be. I tell them every day to blame it on love. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do this. Something like
Love, baby, do it, girl.
it made the rest. And then we move back to something like
Love, baby, do it, do it, do it.
so
Love,
we
baby,
have
do it,
three
girl. Love made me do it.
another state I stay away from.
Girl, you can blame it on love.
After growing
Baby, you can blame it on love.
I already had texts. I was like, I don't want to die for it or not.
You can blame it on love.
Just gonna keep counting. We down to 47 states that I can feel comfortable about
Well,
visiting.
all right.
After I shouldn't be laughing. After growing anti-Muslim sentiment, I wonder what that's about. You guys, what happened in the past year? Because we can't talk about this stuff, but we can make you think and go Google. What's happened in the past year that would have anti-Muslim sentiment happening in a random state?
It took over me. Put me right where I'm supposed to be. Love made me do
What does that mean? Moving right along. Moving right along.
We gonna zoom past that one, huh? Okay.
Settle with that. It would be
You just better process. Speed it up right now. So now that I'm done with all nonsense, give it up right now.
Let me do it later on in our season. So if you want to see more on that, you can read your letter, which is not our opinion, at askthelesson@gmail.com. Excellent. Looking forward to that. And in my final little portion in my media sandwich, Guys of Egypt didn't do too good in the box office, but Dead Pill is still number one. I'll leave that to you to decide if it's a rejoice or weep moment.
That's, I think, to be honest, I think that's a rejoice moment, but you know, that's just me.
Okay, I'm totally out of the loop on
It's just, so I guess we can go into it because
You
it's
can
not
tell the media story.
because it's not politics or anything like that. So, but there's a movie,
Yeah.
Guys of Egypt.
Here go my
Now, you know
niggas
the story
again,
of
they hitting me
Egypt,
talking about
whatever,
is you
know,
rolling.
people
We at the club tonight, it's
What
finna be popping, your
continent?
buzz is
Yeah,
growing.
continent,
I don't
the
think we
people
mad as
that
soon as
are
I tell them I don't feel like
depicted in this was
going.
not
Why
the
would I go to
people
the
that are
club when you at the
authentic
house? These niggas ain't knowing. I'm at
they
the
were
crib
the
with it.
Egyptians, you know,
I'm at the crib with it. Not tonight, I'm at the crib with it. Leave me alone, I'm at the crib with it. Girl,
So,
see, I
you know,
turned up
it was
for
a lot of
you.
backlash before the release of this film because there were no authentic representation of the culture in the movie. And if it was, they were enslaved and subservient roles and bad roles. Yes. So they were either the slave, the bad guy, or something else. But never, they weren't considered the gods of Egypt, basically. And so there was a lot of backlash or whatever that, there was no diversity in the film. And so it was released this weekend. It cost $140 million to make this movie. And in the box office, it made what, 13 million? And this is what month are we in? So, I guess, I just felt a little bit of, joy.
That was the HBO.
Yeah, that was, Yeah, so, I had a good little chuckle. It lifted my spirit a little bit. Gave me a little, but to me, it's like the audacity to think that, people are going to accept that. Right, and so it also speaks to the
she gon' turn up when it's come on. We at the house, fuck going out. I got some good kush we can burn on. She got niggas like, where you at? But she was she supposed to be. Fuck when I go to the club when the house got all these groceries. I hit that. Mighty good, she admit that. I be feeling like Jody. Psycho, she gon' owe me. I get her cold.
We started. They
did for the weekend. I come on pussy. I'm about to go deep in this crazy cause niggas was really just using for me. I turned up for you. Yeah, said I turned up for you. Hey, watch me turn up for you. Girl, I turned up for you.
At places, giving places business that don't deserve
your business.
Right. Spending your money at places who,
smiling at you.
Right. So,
and not liking you.
Exactly. So, it just spoke to that. It's funny. It's Oscar weekend too, so to have a major flop, because that was only at 10%, if that, not even returning.
They didn't make their money
at all. Like,
so
well, they can be all mad. They done lost out on the money.
Right next time.
Exactly. And then I heard and seen that it was supposed to be a trilogy.
Wow.
I guess it won't be a trilogy no more. We'll see if that stays. But 140 million to make and 13 million in the opening weekend.
I'm so deep in love, ain't nothing else I'd rather do.
This month.
I just wanna do it. It's the part of the song where you put it on replay. It's the part of the song where you become a DJ.
We good.
I think, make this week great. We embarking on a new month. So, make this week Today is the leap day.
Yes.
Today is the 29th. So, we haven't had one of these in 4 years, right?
It's every 4 years.
Yeah.
Leap year is every 4 years.
Yep. So, I guess this is a good luck day.
You know what? I just say stay open.
Mm-hmm.
Stay open. Only take in positive energy.
Yes.
Let go of the dead weight.
Mm-hmm.
Quit straddling. Get grown.
Mm-hmm. And I just say, just let things go that, don't, isn't worthy of your time and isn't worthy.
Time back.
Right, you can't get it back.
Only true love.
Exactly. So just let things go and, let the powers that be deal with those things and just move on.
That made me want to.
Ever since I made it to the money, be so many ladies around, but you're the only one for me. Even with all these ladies around, I see you.
I just wanted to start singing.
Well,
when I
and they all want me, but I need you.
Leave out the house. That's how I think when I leave out of the house.
So you have that song?
I got a theme. I got a whole list of songs that are playing through my head as I leave the house. Every single day that motivate me to do what I gotta do.
When you look like that, when you take all that out.
W. Cause I'm bringing home a W as many days.
I will never creep on you.
All the time.
I will never creep on you. I will never creep on you. I will never creep on you. I never creep on you. I will 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 never creep on you.
Alright, people, and with that, I'm going to end the show, and I'm going to end it how we started. Stay home.
Good night.
I won't ever creep on you.
What?
Lesson.